All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In this case, a very nice lady. We have YBI um, on a ACS group session. It's Friday evening, so there's no group. So we're just doing it one-to-one. Today is 9:26 p.m. on August 3rd, 2018. Full disclosure, compliance purposes, this is purely for financial education and not for any solicitation or advice. The session is recorded, uploaded to the YouTube channel, and is accessible to you. And this particular session, given that it's a free session, is going to be available to other members. So just letting you know. On that note, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, that's great. I'd like to say that YBI, no names mentioned, is a new member, a referral from another great new member, and has some experience in trading and is quite willing to learn the mechanics of tactical trading, which is fundamentally different than the type of trading or investing that we were used to, let's say 5 years ago or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Very, very different. And even the best minds in the business that people that I still keep in touch with back from my days on Wall Street are just flabbergasted. They can do it, and we're still doing it. Doesn't mean we are right on every single thing, but we're right a lot, and we're still forecasting the markets to a very high degree of accuracy, and that's what it's all about. So that's what we do here at Clueless A Trading, and that's my marketing plug. The second thing that everyone has to keep in mind, and we're going to get into the charts in a minute, is the fact that we have different platforms. And one of the best platforms that people who are busy, like yourself, um, can check at the end of the evening, aside from the Twitter feed, the real-time Twitter feed at Clueless8RT, that's R for real and T for time, that's for paid members, is the free Instagram channel that is available to all members. I mean, anybody out there, um, and they can check it and see some of the highlights of some of the best trades that we have done to make money for all our people. The other free resource that Clueless A Trading has is the YouTube channel, which you know, YBI. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You were cutting in and out for a little
Okay.
bit.
Okay. Sorry about that. I can't see anything on this end, but it's technology, so do apologize. So the
Hmm.
other free resource that we have, aside from Facebook and LinkedIn, is Instagram. Now on Instagram, at the end of each evening, my marketing guy, who is also a trader and a valued member, posts some of the highlights of what we do, and he puts it in a very enjoyable context so that you all can, and anybody out there, your friends and anybody who wants to know what we do, can listen to and check in visual and video terms on the 1 minute videos that Instagram allows, 60-second videos that Instagram allows for us to do. Okay, so just keep that in mind. On that note, let us begin. So what I'm going to do on this
Is
first,
it your headphones? Is it your headphones maybe? Because it it sounds very robotic.
um, maybe because I'm a very robotic trader. Yes, my headphones are on, and it looks like. Let me just check the audio. Test, test. Hold on. Test, test. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, so when you're saying test, I can hear you say test, and then it mutes for like a millisecond, then it continues, and then mutes for another millisecond.
Oh, not sure why. Because I'm looking at my,
Now
you know,
you're good. I
the
can hear you.
yeah,
You're good now.
the bars on go to meeting, and the bars are all green. They're like jumping, so that means
Yeah, now it looks.
they're picking up my sound. It could be just the internet connection between here and where you are in Siberia. You know what I'm saying? So So just, where you are is basically New Jersey. So not just suburbia, it's Siberia. So that could be the reason why. All right, but at the anytime anything that you miss, you can always replay back on YouTube and catch up. Fair enough.
Okay. Yep. No, it sounds perfect now. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, that's good. That's good. It's very cold and rainy out in Siberia, so I do understand that. All right, just kidding around. That's a Jersey joke, guys. Just in case you don't get it, because our new member is my compatriot, in my state of New
Yep.
Jersey. Okay, so I'm going to be, this is not going to be like from the beginning of the ACS thing that you're going to start with me. This is going to be a walkthrough through a bunch of charts for the next 50 minutes, just so you have an understanding what you're looking at. So when you do the trades, at least you have a visual uh, idea of what you're getting into. Fair enough?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
Definitely.
Okay, so these are some of the charts that I show all the time, because the way it is, before I go any further, let me just say one very important disclaimer. Technical trading and tactical trading is not a perfect science. It's like art. At the same time, it is very precise for a simple reason. That's because 90% of the trading that happens in our US financial markets and overseas markets, but more so in the US financial markets, is completely robotic. Now, many people don't quite want to gather that, when mom and pop don't understand it. But the fact is that machines control the market. That means that the hedge funds, the mutual funds, the institutional traders, Goldman Sachs, Hong Kong Shanghai Bank, Credit Suisse, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, they are using what they call quantitative programs. These are supercomputers that are programmed by people who have no idea about the market, very smart kids who program software. So they are looking at patterns, they're looking at numbers, they're looking at keywords on news releases, and they're trading the market accordingly. These are very fast movements, and that's the reason why we have such enormous volatility back and forth, where a stock can be down $10 after earnings and the next day can be up $20, and you wonder what the heck is going on. That's because the machines are in control, and they are basically moving with numbers, keywords that they're looking at, and such. Do you understand what I just said?
Yeah.
Yes. So we are in a different world right now. There are fantastic traders from the 1980s, 1990s who are legends. Many of them are analysts and forecasters who are still on the national media. One of the biggest weaknesses they have, not because they're not smart, not because they don't have experience, they do not accept the fact that this is robotic control of the markets, and you have to embrace it. That's what Clueless A Trading does. Every single chart is designed as you're looking at it, which might look a little bit alien for a lot of new members. But as you move along with me, as you listen to my webinars, my training sessions available on the new member introductory category on YouTube, sign up for the advanced coaching sessions, you will see the same picture that I see. It doesn't mean I'm right every 5 minutes, but I'm goddamn right a lot on the swing trades and where we are going. Because every 5 minutes, nobody can be right. But a lot of the times, I'm right every 15 minutes. Because these charts are designed to not copy those algorithmic programs. These charts are there to premeditate what they're going to do. That is where traders make the most money. By the time it already happens and everyone thinks, oh, it's okay to buy, the machines are selling, because they know where everyone is putting the sell limits, the sell orders, where they're putting the buy orders, where they're putting the stop orders, and everything. It's all in the matrix. Every time you buy, let's say you buy an option at $4. If you put a stop order because you say, oh, I can't lose more than 40% of it, right? So you put it a $1.20 down at $1.80. The
It'll hit
machine,
once.
the machine sees it. It's in the matrix. So they will take it away from you and run the market way higher, just the way they have done repeatedly. And now the market's going here. And by the time the retail emotional trader, or I call RETs, or what we call monkeys on a hot tin roof, which should no one understand what a monkey on a hot tin roof, go to the Bronx Zoo. You ever seen a hot day what a monkeys do on a hot tin roof? They jump around like this. That is exactly what an emotional retail trader does. The market goes out a little bit. Oh my God, I'm getting out. So market's going higher. I'm buying. And every single time they are wrong. So you do not want to be a monkey on a hot tin roof. What you want to be is somewhat disciplined, very disciplined, and discipline is not something that comes easily. I'm a very disciplined trader. I'm a very undisciplined gym guy. I go to the gym 1 or 2 times a week. I should go 5 times a week. I'm pretty okay, and my health is good. My physical fitness, somebody who is 50 plus years old, is pretty damn good. So no one guesses it. So I fake it. So I don't go to the gym. So I'm not disciplined. If I went to the gym, I'd probably look like a 30-year-old. What do I care? My wife looks like a 20-year-old. I'm just kidding. So my point is that
No, he's not.
when all kidding aside, all right. So my point is, YBI is a good friend, so keep the personal jokes aside. So my point is, just like in trading, you have to be disciplined, and discipline means gritting your teeth, looking at the charts, taking some risks, keep on looking at the charts and saying, okay, this is not breaking down. This red candle is not going to kill us. He's shown us that this is possibly a pullback down to 2808. If it does come down, the worst we can get to is 2795. We can take it. And this, by the way, happened. And look what happened. The markets took off like a rocket. So this particular move here for SPX SPY traders was good for 200+%. That's a lot of money. I don't know if you're born into like billion-dollar wealth, because I ain't no Saudi billionaire or some Russian oligarch. Okay, I ain't Trump. Well, Trump's a really crappy trader to start with. Anyway, and believe me, I know him well. So the bottom line is that I see 200% on these type of moves. Shouldn't be in red, it should be in green, but I'm going to change the color in a second. And I'm saying, wow, let's take 100% of that. That's what we do at tactical trading. We short bunch of it. Do I ever catch the short all the way from down to here? Sometimes I have, but not a lot, because I'm scared of one thing. This market wants to go higher. So I will catch the middle, which is a good 60, 80, 120%. And if somebody's really dogmatically short, they will basically short all the way, catch maybe 200% on their puts. But you know what they're going to do wrong? They're going to hold on those puts, and they think the market's going all the way down here. They will not watch my charts as it turns. And guess what's going to happen? They will keep on holding on, and they say, no, this market's going to go down. Tesla's losing all their cars. Elon Musk is an idiot. I don't even like Teslas, by the way. We have a bunch of cars, and there are no Teslas. Okay, and they're going to keep on Teslaing that rental thing. All the garbage that I hear, and guess what's going to happen? And we made a ton of money on Tesla, by the way. Just so any one of you who are not following the Twitter feed should know, a ton of money. So guess what? They're going to keep on holding on, and they're going to lose all that 200% that they were up on, and they will probably lose. They will probably lose 50% of the money because they are stubborn. This is something we do not do at Clueless 8 Trading. That's why we follow these charts. So, in summary, before we get into the charts for the next 30 minutes, we try to be as rational as possible. We try to keep our emotions out of the picture. Very difficult to do when you have real money involved. But at the same time, my opinions, my strategic opinions on the market are pretty damn right. My strategic opinions on political analysis on what's going on with the markets, very right. My opinions on volatility every 15 minutes, wrong. Because I don't know what the machines are going to do, what tweet is going to come out of good old Donald, what the Chinese guys are going to are going to say. We don't know that stuff. Every morning that I wake up, I'm like, oh God, what's coming out? By the way, I wake up at 4 just to check the European markets. I take a little nap. I take my dogs out. Around 5, I go for a run. Around 6, I come back, have a cup of coffee. I want to take a nap. I don't want to. Maybe sometimes I do. And the news is just breaking. So this morning, what happened? China slapped the retaliatory $60 billion tariff on the on the US. This is Apple, by the way. Huge. That's huge, as in good old Mr. Trump says, huge, Y-U-G-E, because he can't spell. Okay, huge. This is the hugest trade that we have done in a while. I called it, and it's still going higher. By the way, Apple's going to 211, according to my charts. And a lot of bears are saying, no, it's going to crash. So anyway, to make a long story short, we have to deal with volatility intensely. Volatility is like driving through a mountain road where you're not looking at the overall picture, which are my charts, and you're just looking at the potholes that are in front of you. Guess what's going to happen to you? If you're going up a windy mountain road in Montana or in New Hampshire, we don't really have mountains in Jersey. They're called hills. And going up there, you're going to just fall over the cliff. The same thing in trading. Got to keep an eye on the bigger picture. Keep an eye on the smaller picture too. And those are those 15-minute charts that I keep on showing. The ES15, the E-mini charts. Now, you might not be a futures trader, so you might be thinking as a new member, why is he showing us futures charts? Because futures control the destiny of the forward indices like the S&P 500, the Russell 2000, the NASDAQ 100, which control your destiny in what you're trading. Do you understand that, YBI?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, good. So as many other new members are listening to this, they have to understand that this is what we have to deal with. Markets are not linear, they're algorithmic. If you don't understand English, let me explain to you. It doesn't mean something goes up in a straight line. Let me change this color. Things don't go up in a straight line. Life doesn't go up in a straight line. If you're a real person in life, you know there's a lot of zigzags along the way. And it's not just parking tickets from New York City and New Jersey. You got bills, you got tax bills. I got a freaking property tax bills on the properties, which are just, you don't want to even know about it. Okay? So it's called the revaluation of New Jersey taxes. I hate it. So what am I going to do? Move to Florida? No. So bottom line is that things move like this, but the trend is moving higher. This is a short-term chart showing you the heavy volatility that happens during the day. Active day traders, which we have many. Active swing traders, which we have many. We have longer-term traders who never show their faces in the chat room or anywhere, who are trading my long-term view on the market or my long-term view on stocks like Chipotle, Regeneron, Ulta Beauty, things like that for 200 points. They don't even care about what's happening on the 15-minute charts. So I cater to everybody. Day traders, swing traders, long-term traders. So markets are not linear. They don't go up. This went up from here to here. That's a lot. From 2790 that I called, in fact, it went to 27 thing just yesterday when I called the market to buy hard, and this happened at 9:30. And from here, it didn't go up like this. It took a scenic. It went up, came down, went up, came down, and did this. So if you're going to trade something like this, you better be somewhat educated about how to read these charts, which I make very easy by showing different lines support lines and resistance lines and all that stuff. And of course, you want to get a little bit deeper. Listen to my introductory member videos on YouTube. Explains a lot of stuff if you're a very new technical trader, and you get a good gist of it, and you want to move on to the next level. Of course, you sign up for the advanced coaching sessions. So bottom line is, markets, just like in life, are not straight. They take a scenic detour. Okay, and those scenic detours are what exactly screws, excuse my French and my New York English, all of you up, most of you, because you guys freak out. You see something, an option traders. Okay, say for example, you buy some option at $3, it's down at $1.40. You're like, that's it, I'm getting out. Guess what happens? In a matter of hours, if not the next day, that frigging thing goes to 5. You don't believe me? Look at John Deere. We bought it at $1.60, went to 45 cents. Well, not along the way. It went higher than with 45 cents. What happened the next day? Went to $5. Sorry, $4. That's 800% on your money. 800%. All on the Twitter feed, by the way. Okay? 800%. Do I have John Deere here? I don't have it here. Okay? So 800%. So you could have put $800 and taken out $8,000. Now, you think that's a joke? You put $800 in. I'm using the number 8 because the number 8 matters a lot. Okay? And I'm not kidding. You could have taken $8,000 out. And many members did. They did. And when they send me their oh my God, thank you so much. I want to name the next baby after you and all that stuff. I tell them, don't compliment me. Just keep on working. That's 1,000%. That means you made a 900% profit. Except in John Deere's case, I believe it was 600%. Now, will that change your confidence in the way you trade? It sure will. You'll be a heck of a lot more focused. You'll be a heck of a lot more eager to learn and move on. And even if you don't make 600%, what about if you made 300%? How about that? When was the last time you made 300% on a trade? And I've shown a lot of them. So you have to be focused. That's what we do here. Now, most of our trades are not 800%. They're generally between 60, 80, 200% on some big moves or more, depending on how much we hold on. I don't always hold till the end. I keep on slapping myself half the time that I didn't take in the 900% back to back. I'm the one creating the content, but that's the way it is. I take the meat in the middle. So, saying all that, walk you through the charts a little bit. My charts are actually quite simple. These, the ES15, what I call the 15 minutes, is primarily for active traders. Active traders can trade each of these levels for a good 60 to 80% on SPYs and SPX calls or puts. I mean, in this case, puts. They can trade this from here to here for a good 160% or more, or 200%. Intraday, I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not talking about like years. And we have shown this repeatedly. Like I said, I never catch the whole move. I'm an honest guy, straightforward. All right. I always catch the middle. I hate the fact that I don't hold it all the way to the end. But as I move along, if I have, let's say, 20 puts, I will keep on selling all the way down. So by the time I reach here, I'll probably have 4 left that I will sell close to the end based on my charts. Do I wish that I held all the 20 all the way down? Sure. But I am what we call a disciplined trader. And a disciplined trader does not believe in hopium, which is hope. We know that once it gets towards these levels, they're going to run the market really hard, because that is a major support level. So we don't want to wait around till the end before they run the market hard. That's discipline. And discipline sometimes costs a little bit of money. In other words, you leave some on the table. It's the same thing with the discipline on the upside. Now, this happened at 9:30 yesterday, not even like 10 years ago. Okay? Called it. Massive move up. Is this normal? No. Why did this happen? Well, sign up for the ACS sessions. I'll tell you. I'll give you a hint. There were too many shorts, hedge funds who were betting that the markets were going to crash based on what happened the previous day. Okay? Maybe 200 million short on the spies, what we call the spoofs, on the E-minis. Well, guess what? The algo said, we're going to not pay them. Because markets don't want to pay you money easy. Remember that. They want to always fake you out where you are not in the trade when it's rising and you're in the trade when it's falling. Do you understand what I just said, YBI?
Yes, I do.
Exactly. And this is something I've learned from years, and believe me, don't doubt me on it. Just the way I read people in the first 5 minutes when I'm talking to them on the phone, I read markets pretty well and getting better every single day. I don't read markets every 5 minutes, but goddamn, I read markets very well, or like overall directional bets. The same things that you're listening here and many other new members will be listening to are things that your financial advisors and your brokers have absolutely no frigging clue. Why do I know? Because I was on Wall Street. I know. They are idiotic about the market. And the guys on CNBC have no frigging clue other than a few. Trust me when I tell you. These charts that you're looking at, Goldman Sachs can present them at their top early morning briefings, market briefings. And believe me, I'm sure they do. And those guys are getting paid $5 million a year to be strategic market analysts. And for $70 or $90 a month, you're getting the same information at Clueless A Trading. I am not bullshitting you. Dead serious. Now, how you work with that, that requires a lot of stuff. That requires mental and strategic trade positioning, trade management, and that I try to help people as much as possible on the advanced coaching sessions. I'm not perfect. I screw up a bunch of times too, but I don't screw up like out of stupidity. I just sell too early. I never buy too late. I always buy close to the bottoms. That's one thing I do very well. What I tend to do is when markets surge like this, I tend to basically get out while and then re-enter, but not necessarily hold all the way. Even though I am holding long, bunch of positions, all fully alerted on the Twitter feed because the markets technically are going here. Which brings me to a very important point. Technical analysis, look at this chart. Even a child can read it. YBI has a bunch of smart kids. I'm sure if you show it to your young kids, they'll be like, and you say, well, what do you think it's going? And they say, Mommy, it's going higher. Absolutely. This is a bull flag. You can see that. And it's breaking out. A child can read it because a child doesn't have baggage. Traders lose money because they're always thinking what happened to them before. It doesn't matter. Just the way a stock doesn't care where it's coming from, it's where it's going. You have to stop relying on your baggage. You cannot move forward in trading or investing or in life by looking at the rear view mirror. I'm sure you have heard that term, right? You can be driving forward in a car, and believe me, we know cars, by looking at the rear view mirror. You have to look forward. That's what traders do wrong 99% of the time. They're always thinking what happened to them before on that particular stock specifically, or their experience with the markets. It is the hardest thing to shake off. I'm not Tony Robbins or Oprah or Dr. Phil, but I'm telling you the facts. And those guys are probably the worst traders in the world too, because they never really take risks. They got talk shows. Great. Gab, gab, gab. I should do a talk show. I'll probably make $1 billion. Okay? You guys are dealing with real things, real money. You gotta move forward. You gotta stop looking backwards on what happened to you on the previous trade. Is it hard to do? Absolutely. I understand that. I'm in the game. We're all in the same boat. But you gotta mentally frame yourself so it happens like that. Enough of looking backwards. The market certainly looks backwards. That's why we have these charts. That's why we know where we can drop to. Why did the market drop like this the day before? Because the rumors that we're talking to China just went away. But it didn't matter because Wall Street, in the end game, honestly, it's just tired of rumors and tweets and all that garbage. They're looking at earnings. They're looking at what the US economy is doing. And they just want to move. Am I saying they're going to keep on moving forward like all the time? No. That's why these levels are in place. That's why we have arrows. A child can read that. So if you're trading SPYs or SPX, you know exactly the levels we're trading at. So let's move on. So that's how you read them. Red lines are supports, green lines are resistances, where we can go, arrows. It's pretty clear to see. No reason to, get too explanatory on that. This is the shorter term zoomed in picture. Let's zoom out. The zoom out picture is the 1 hour chart. That keeps you away from the 15-minute noise. You tell me if this chart doesn't look like it wants to blow up, blow higher, and at least hit the 2844 level, if not 2849. It's a rhetorical question. You know the answer. This is how we went up. This is why we had one of our biggest days yesterday. SPX, SPY, so many other stocks. Then we pull back a little bit. And this is, of course, after hours and pre-market. We pull back a little bit, and this is what happened today by the end. Listen, these charts are all in the Twitter feed with comments. I'm not just putting out a chart with no comment. I sometimes feel like doing that because there's so much time, like me writing out, uptrend, uptrend intact and stuff like that. It's almost like I'm stating the obvious. But I like to help my members. That's my job. I'm doing it. You don't have to super analyze these charts. You just have to understand the messaging that's coming out of it. So saying all that, this is from a technical pattern, a massive W formation, what we call a dragon bullish. So I show you a dragon bullish. So where we're going. Now, along the way, if it does this, it doesn't matter. It might come and test this support level where it broke out of, resistance level broke out of 2831. So you don't have to freak out. This is the fundamental difference between crude SA trading and the rest of the trading services and most of the retail traders that you're doing wrong. You keep on staring at prices. I do too. That's why I have how many monitors here? 6, 10, 14, 10, 12 monitors in front of me. 24-inch and 27-inch screens. You don't think I see what you see? I see a heck of a lot more. I'm looking at prices, but I'm also keeping a very close eye on my charts because prices moving up and down doesn't necessarily mean that the charts are going wrong. This was a minor sell-off. I bet majority of retail emotional traders were looking at this like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. Wasn't saying anything. It was simply a quick reset. And go listen to my videos, the basic training videos on YouTube, new member introductory videos. It's another simple category on YouTube. And try to learn these basic things. Now, my job is to read in between the lines and see whether this is going to completely break down or whether or not it's going to turn. That's why I put in my 2 cents, which are right almost all the time. That's my job. I don't want you guys to do that. I just want you just to understand what we're seeing. So I said this was a bull flag. Bull flag right there. This is a bull flag consolidation channel. And one of the most important videos that you need to listen to, which is chart pattern analysis on the YouTube channel. If you do not understand chart pattern stuff, then a lot of these charts won't make any sense to you. Well, I try to make it simple by arrows and stuff like that. So some people just follow the arrows. They buy my alerts and they follow the arrows. And guess what? They're making shitloads of money over the years in between taking some losses and the standard procedure. You have to take a loss in order to make 3 times your money. That's a fact. But if you don't understand basic chart patterns, which is one of the most critical and most powerful aspects of my service, and I don't want you to be a technical analysis PhD, okay, doctorate on it, just basic stuff. Go listen to that video. Go on YouTube. There are phenomenal videos out there with people with 120,000 views who are teaching basic chart pattern analysis. Go listen to them. I wonder why I don't have 120,000 views. No, seriously, most I got was like 150, which is truly tragic given the amount of superior performance and high caliber material that I deliver. So go spread the word, That's very sad. I cry to bed every night. I'm just kidding. Yeah. But seriously, it's very sad because amazing videos that we have there, and we get limited amount of views. We should get like 20 times more. So spread the word out there, guys. Anyway, guys and girls. So this is a 1-hour chart, and it's pretty self-explanatory what's going on. Even if you don't understand anything about technical analysis or patterns, you can see that the green candles are shooting higher, and that these are the levels it's going to go to. Okay? Then the next thing that I look at, and as I keep an eye on the bigger picture, so I don't fall off the cliff like most of you guys do, all right, is the daily. This was a big crash in February. And we still made money along the way, by the way, just so you know. I didn't catch the whole move. In that case, I probably made $5 million in 5 days. Nobody expected the market to crash 1,300 Dow points or 2,000 Dow points within a matter of a couple of days. But we made money along the way. We shorted. We bought these green candles. We played these moves on the upside based on tactical resets. When the stochastics got deep oversold, we bought them. We got our head spun in the middle of the day as things were happening, but I was always there through and through. I listened to a video by one of the most renowned guys on StockTwits today. Won't name names. Even complimented him. He said he only comes in the morning and in the afternoon. What if I came in the morning and the afternoon in the chat room, which a lot of people rely on just to hear me respond to their questions, put in my comments and stuff like that? They'll freak out. But remember one thing, as new members who will be listening to this, the entire content and the power of what I deliver is on the real-time Twitter feed. The chat room is just for banter, for chit-chat, having a nice beer or a glass of red vino, okay? Or an appletini or a martini, all right? It's back and forth. Members do post their trades on the chat room, but that's not where the action happens. You need to be focused, disciplined, like a Marine, on the Twitter feed. Keep on focusing on the charts and the alerts, and that's where you're going to make your most money. That's all your money. So anyway, this video I listened to, the gentleman was good. Very simplistic charts, nothing really big. And he's a very experienced trader. He's been around for a long time, but he's old school. That's the difference. We are the new school. We are the Lamborghini Huracan 2017-18. Okay? We are not the Maserati 1999. All right? That's the difference. We are the super turbo supercharged, completely electronic, robotic machines. That's why we trade like the way we do. Seriously. That's the difference between me, clueless say trading, and the rest of the services. Most services are stuck on the same old things. Oh, it broke the 50-day moving average. Oh, the 20-day, the 9-day moving average broke. Blah, blah, blah. We're all looking at that. But what about the technicalities of the movements? That's where we focus. That brings me to my next very important point. Candle dynamics. You have to understand candles. I live and breathe candles, not the ones we have in our house, my wife's beautiful house that we have here. Okay? I don't like candles. But these candles mean everything to me. Every candle is worth big money. Every red candle is a short or protect your losses. All right? So there are many facets to what we do. And I try to help people as much as I can. But we are the new normal, the new paradigm of algorithmic high frequency trading without showing you a bunch of numbers, algorithmic numbers that some services do and say, go trade those numbers. Yeah, great. I can't even frigging read some of the charts that they're putting across, and I'm pretty smart. They say, oh, yeah, trade that algo numbers. Garbage. I don't write algo programs. I'm not that smart. My kid is. He's a financial engineering major in college in New York City. He's probably going to write algo programs before I could even say hello. I'm just a hardcore trader who will beat the algos at their own game through my charts. Seriously, not a marketing pitch. It's a fact because I've proven it over and over again. Now, how we mentally deal with these movements is what the difficult part comes in. Anyway, so you see what I'm saying. These are the daily charts that we look at, and the daily charts are breaking out right now. That's your downtrend line. A red line is a downtrend line. If any of you don't understand that, then you really need to sit down and subscribe to the advanced coaching sessions, and I will teach you what colors on lines mean. Dead serious. Somebody told me, what's that line? I'm like, okay. Do I look down on anyone? Nobody. I have no right to look down on anyone. Somebody doesn't know, that means they don't know. They're seeking help. I'll help them. But these are basic things. Big channels, downtrend lines, acceleration channels. That's an acceleration channel. See the blue line? It's accelerating. Upper end of the acceleration channel is retesting the old highs on the market. Boy, we're calling the market better than anyone else out there. If the markets go completely berserk and we truly have somewhat of a negotiated tariff settlement with China, this is where the markets are going to go. Ladies and gentlemen, 3,075. You know what that means? That means you're going to make so much money. It's not even funny. But the problem is most of you will not make money because most of you are not focusing on tactical charts. You're focusing on CNBC, the voices in your head, the baggage that you carry, blah, blah, blah. If we have a somewhat of a negotiated settlement with China, with Europe, which is already in the works, with Mexico and Canada, which is already in the works, we are going to get there so fast within a matter of a month or two. It's not even funny. And that's called a megaphone pattern, this lovely magenta line that you're looking at. That's why it projects out here. Details of these specific detailed moves I teach on my training sessions. Can't go through it all night here. Stocks. Let's take a look at Apple. Apple. So, full credit. I called it. What more do you want me to do? You know? Apple was down here. We said buy the freaking thing out of Apple. Did I put a straddle on Apple saying short Apple at this level? No. I just said buy the calls, the 190s. They went from $1, and any of you who didn't do it, I have nothing to say but to say something very simply. As a good New York and Boston kid, slap yourself silly, bang your head on the wall. Don't hurt yourself, don't and just slap yourself because they went from one. These were the 200 calls. Forget about the calls that I called on the 190s. These were the 200 calls after the earnings. After the earnings came out. So some of you said, no, I don't play earnings. Well, great. You don't play earnings. That's fine. I'm not here to tell you to play because earnings are a toss up, right? 50-50. It can either go up or down. I said Apple's going to go up based on fundamental reasons explained in my previous videos. They went from 90 cents to $8.70, expiring today. Okay? So let's do the math. $8.70. And if you don't know what you missed out on and you want to hear about it, then you're not a trader. Things that I missed out on, I literally slapped myself and said, why did I do that? Gotta be hungry to make money, you know? You gotta have some passion to make money. Otherwise, you're a goddamn idiot. Seriously, what you're not making is what you're losing. Because there is not always a next time. You know what traders say? There's always a next time. Sure, there are opportunities all the time, but sometimes opportunities are great. From 90 cents to $8.76, 71 cents that I called on the Apple 200s after they came out with earnings, gentlemen, after they came out with earnings. After, not before. Forget that. Was 966%. That means your net profits, for some of you who are not good in math, is 866% after it came up with earnings. That's 866% because the $1 went to 90 cents actually. So I'm going to put 0.90. And if you do think that this doesn't make you sick to the stomach that you didn't do it, well, in that case, you should just cancel my service and go away because it is sick to the stomach that many of you didn't even bother even buying it after the earnings, after I kept on showing the charts. And I'm still telling you that the stock is going higher. So 90 cents went to direct number of my quad screen, $8.71. That is a 866% profit. Now, if that doesn't make you sick that you completely missed out, forget about 866%. I'm not some bullshit service that tells you, oh, you're going to exactly buy it at 91 cents and then you're going to ride it all the way to the top. But even if you did not make 200 or 400%, just taking the meat in the middle, okay, like we say in the business, it's pathetic. It's a tragedy. And if you did have a tragedy, learn from it so next time you don't do things like that. But some members and some traders keep on doing this over and over again. There is no next time if you don't change your bad habits. If you make excuses about, oh, I'm too busy. I was on a meeting. It's all garbage excuses. I have members who run companies around the country who are trading off their iPads, their iPhones, picking up my trades and going along with the swing trades. They're not day trading every 15 minutes, mind you. Okay? They're looking at my charts. They understand. Most of them have been advanced coaching students at one point. Some of them still are. And they're capturing the 200, 400, and 800% on the move. They're disciplined because they understand what I'm showing. And many of you are just not doing anything because you're too scared. You can't afford a $1 call. How about putting in $100? So, no, I can't do an earnings. I'm showing you a $2 call to buy in the money. So you can put $200 and afford to lose 200? If you can't afford to lose 200, for God's sakes, what are you doing? Seriously, don't be a trader. And I have shown many, many earnings, not just Apple with $200, and the next morning you can take out $600. And some of them have gone the wrong way, and you can take out $50 or $10. Remember one thing about trading: what you buy on an option, okay, the dollar amount only has a limited. Let's say you bought an option at 2, the most it can go down to is 0. Am I right, YBI? Yes?
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Okay. What is the upside? Is it not infinite or limitless?
Infinite.
Yeah. The 2 can go to 9. The 2 can go to 10. It can go to 4 because the upside is limitless. The downside, that's why we play options. This is your base level scenario where you put in the dollar. The most you can lose is what you put in. So you don't want to go too hog wild. That's risk money. But what you can make on the upside is limitless. That's why we have had $4 calls on options go to 15 the next morning and higher. Multiple trades. Whether it be Apple or Amazon or Tesla. Do I need to remind anybody? So that's it, guys. Okay. And the only thing I'm going to bring onto the screen right now is this. Clueless Say Trading, tactical discipline, is doing what needs to be done even if you don't want to do it. This is from a Instagram that I follow. And what you don't want to do doesn't mean you have to buy just because the markets are down. You have to focus on the charts, and you got to understand it, act on it. Some people don't even care about the chart. They just buy my alerts. They do pretty damn good, by the way. But they're not watching the screen every 5 minutes. So on that note, this is your basic ACS YBI. I welcome you to Clueless Day Trading. You will never see the markets like you have seen it before. You'll understand the markets better than anybody that works in your business, which you are close to the financial business without naming anything that you do.
Thinking.
Exactly. God bless you all, your family, new members who are listening to this. Listen to everything that I said. I am not a genius. Honestly speaking, I'm not even that smart. But when it comes to the market, I am very smart. When it comes to politics, international finance, I am very smart. You ask me about sports, I'm not that smart. I know every little player. Okay, you ask me about every New York City model, I'm very smart. I'm just kidding. All right. So, saying all that, I am all about mental power. I am not about emotional power. Mental focus, discipline, not emotional. Wow, market's going down. Oh my God. Everybody in stock tweets and everyone else is like, oh my God, CNBC. No, I'm not into that garbage. I'm into focus, discipline based on my charts, the way I read the markets. God bless you all. Welcome to Clueless Day Trading. We'll see you soon, YBI.